American powerhouse Volkswagen is always making its presence known in almost every segment of the new car market. There's the Golf hatchback, the Touareg SUV, but I say almost every segment because Volkswagen's actually been late to the party on the mini/small SUV front. But it's finally arrived with this, the Volkswagen T Roc. Part Polo and part Golf thanks to its MQB platform, and part dinosaur, at least that's what the T Roc name would suggest. Its design is anything but prehistoric. I mean, okay, it's not too exuberant, it is a Volkswagen at the end of the day, but these slash lines on the bonnet and wheel arches do give it a very youthful design, and if you go for a vibrant colour like this, it will accentuate those lines. But let's be real for a second. The mini SUV market is saturated beyond belief, and everything from the Vauxhall Mokka to the sister-branded Seat Arona could be considered a rival. So, what's Volkswagen's plan? Well, as it's a mini SUV, style is of course a big part of it, and it's a good start from out here. I mean, it's got a slick exterior, there's loads of alloy wheel designs to choose from, there's 4 different roof colours to choose from, and 4 different dashboard colours. How cool does that look? But first, allow me to call out the very large elephant in the room with a series of scratches and knocks. Yes, it certainly looks the part in here, but the sheer amount of hard, scratchy plastics just isn't very Volkswagen. And you do get the impression that some of the eye candy is being employed to try and distract you from that. The likes of the Polo Super Mini, for example, has more soft touch materials. Now, apart from that very un-Volkswagen detail, the rest of the cabin is more on the money, with a smart, logical layout and this very nice looking 8-inch colour touchscreen, which actually comes fitted as standard, along with 2-zone aircon and front and rear electric windows. And I really like this system. The easy stuff like radio and Bluetooth phone connectivity well, it just works. It's just really easy to get your head around, and not to go on about the scratchy plastics thing, but these rubbery dials on the touchscreen are actually, well, they feel quite high quality, which makes it even more frustrating when you consider the rest of the cabin. And yeah, general practicality in the cabin is great. There's tons of adjustments in this driver's seat, and there's loads of little small but handy storage compartments dotted around. If you go for the design trim that we've got, then you get Apple CarPlay and Android Auto compatibility thrown into this system. You also get the likes of 17-inch alloy wheels, adaptive cruise control, and parking sensors. We've got some optional kit thrown in as well, like this 10.3-inch TFT dash display, a £405 option, which isn't bad value for money on a German car. We've also got sat-nav, heated seats as part of the winter pack, and a rear view camera. In the back of the T Roc, there's loads of legroom and loads of headroom, and even if you climb up to the slightly raised middle seat, which is ideal for kids who want to watch the road ahead, yeah, headroom's still pretty decent, and okay, legroom is a little limited due to this transmission tunnel, but it's still a very useful seat. Like I say, probably ideal for kids or, you know, short adults like me. And I also like the fact that these rear windows go all the way down, and this armrest has got a pretty cool and useful adjustable cup holder. Now, onto the boot. So, at a glance, you certainly won't be thinking, oh, is there enough space? I mean, look at it. It looks massive. There's up to 445 litres with the seats up, and almost 1,300 litres with the seats down. And thanks to the availability of this very handy adjustable boot floor, which comes as standard and can actually be propped up if you need it to, you can eliminate this load lip here and create a nice smooth run for long objects to those back seats. Now, when it comes to small SUVs, the consensus on most of them in terms of the way they drive is usually something along the lines of okay, unoffensive but not exciting. However, when it comes to the T Roc, I really like it. It does have a familiar, sensible, conservative Volkswagen ride, but take it on a twisty road like this, and thanks to the sharp steering, it's actually quite fun. I mean, no, it's not a sports car by any means, and yes, it does lean in the corners at speed, but I've actually found myself enjoying the prospect of country roads while driving it. There are diesel options available in the T Roc, but most will end up going for one of the petrol engines, and although most will end up settling on the less labour-intensive 1.5 litre option, which has impressive fuel economy and plenty of punch, I definitely recommend giving this 1 litre 3-cylinder turbo a go first. I mean, yes, as it's a 3-cylinder, you will have to time your junction jumps a bit better, and it is raspy when you rev it out. But the bottom line is, if you want an engine that can just get you from A to B and that's it, then you won't need any more than this little 1 litre. And the 6-speed manual that comes with it isn't bad either. Now, fuel economy can be a bit disappointing when it comes to small turbocharged units. However, with a mixture of driving, we've actually managed to get between 45 to 50 miles per gallon. And if you're just doing town driving exclusively, then expect around 40 miles per gallon. With 119 grams per kilometre of CO2, the 1 litre T Roc carries a 27% BIK taxation rate for 2019 and 2020, which, for something with SUV DNA, isn't bad at all. So what do we think of the T Roc as a whole? Well, it's clear to see where VW have saved money, but those cheap interior plastics aren't uncommon on small SUVs. It's just that this small SUV starts from £19,000 and can easily be nudged up to around £25,000 with some decent optional kit. But there is still loads to like about it, and it's only when you start to compare and spec up its rivals that you'll really start to appreciate how much the T Roc has to offer.